Morning, family. Addict named Billy P. Had to pull over. I'm on the road today and got home late last night from preaching, bringing a message, and the message was about boundaries, internal boundaries and external boundaries. And great evening with amazing people, and I couldn't be more blessed. The people that this program and God has surrounded me with. You know, my phone rings off the hook. The disease of addiction, it never stops. It doesn't take weekends off. It doesn't have holidays off. And us addicts, when we're out there using, we're actually believe that, you know, we only hurting ourselves. And, you know, that's what the disease wants us to believe. But the reality is we hurt the people who care about us the most, the worst. And we don't even realize that we're even doing it until or if we get in this process of recovery. I know for many years I was out there and I'm thinking, and I kept on telling everybody, you know, listen, man, all I'm doing is hurting myself. That's bull crap. I'm hurting everybody that I come into contact with. But I'm all so stuck on self, that's all that mattered. That's all I could see. I couldn't see the damage that I was doing on the exterior, you know. So boundaries are healthy. We have boundaries when we're in active addiction, and we need to reset our boundaries. See, when we're in active addiction, we won't let anybody in. We have set boundaries. When we get into recovery, we need to set good, healthy boundaries. And our family members, the enablers, the codependent people, they also need to set good, healthy boundaries. And we need boundaries. We need internal boundaries and we need external boundaries. And those internal boundaries are yours. They're personal. They're between you and God. And those external boundaries are for you to put out there to say, listen, I am not going to accept this anymore. You are not going to come into my space. By you coming into my space, I end up giving away my happiness. I give away my moment. I give away my peace. I give away my joy. I give away my serenity. You can't take it. And people say that, oh, so-and-so took my peace, took my joy. No. You gave it away to the situation because the person crossed the boundaries. Now, it's possible to have somebody cross your external boundaries. And that's when you need to use your internal boundaries to not let the situation have you react improperly by giving your peace away, by giving your joy away. Anyways, I don't believe in coincidence. I believe in God's perfect timing. He's never early and he's never late. He shows up right on time, and that's why he's God and we're not. And I've been dealing with the family for the past week in Edmore, Michigan, and a gentleman called me up and told me about his 23-year-old grandson who's a mess and ruining the family, and he just doesn't know what to do. That family has had a loss. They don't, you know, they've been enabling, but they're trying to help, and it's a sticky mess. And he called me back 2 days ago and told me currently where they were at with the whole situation. And I said, listen, partner, I'm going to come see you. So there's where I'm at right now. I am in Edmore, Michigan. I woke up this morning and jumped in my truck, and I'm going to go and I'm going to sit down with a 23-year-old man, and I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's in denial, and I'm not talking about the river. I don't know if he wants to admit that he has a problem. Listen, I don't know. I do know this. I am willing to give this young man all kinds of guidance. I'm willing to tell him the truth. I'm willing to help him set up a treatment facility for him to go to and get the tools that he needs to begin his process of recovery. But then again, if he's not willing to admit, and if he's not willing or ready to ask for the help, then I'm going to turn my willingness over to the family, and I'm going to become willing to help this family learn how to help this addict in a healthy way, so that this addict might find the gift of desperation to become willing to ask for help for himself. You see, just because the addict is the addict, the whole family is dying and the whole family is suffering. We need boundaries. We need to know the difference between helping and enabling. We live in a society where we say, oh, there's nothing that we can do. Oh, there's no help out there. Listen, I woke up this morning. I jumped in my truck and I drove out here to Edmore, Michigan, not even knowing, I've never even heard of Edmore, Michigan before. A dope fiend. That's all I am. I'm just a recovering drug addict named Billy P, who's trying to be a better person than I was yesterday. I'm not in competition. I'm not trying to be better than anybody else. I'm just trying to be better than I was the day before. I came into this process of recovery 4,341 days ago. November 11th, 2004, at the end of 20 years in active addiction, I said, I'm done. I went into one treatment facility. 11 years, 10 months, 2 weeks, and 5 days later, I'm still clean. My date has stayed the same because I became willing to do whatever they told me to do. I became a member of a 12-step program. I live it to the best of my ability. I fail every single day. But the one thing that I will not do, I will not pick up. I will not pick up anything that changes the way that I think or the way that I feel. Nothing. Complete abstinence is what it takes to actually find true recovery. That whole substitution, I did that while I was in active addiction. Well, I'm not shooting heroin anymore. Yeah, but you've been smoking crack for 6 years, dude. Every single day. Oh, so you're better? Because now all of a sudden you're not the junkie anymore. Now you're just a crackhead? Listen, an addict is an addict is an addict is an addict. But I know that I am going to come and I'm going to show this family that it is possible. That any addict can do this. But there's some things that have to be done in order for the process to take place. I came into recovery. They asked me, what am I willing to do to stay clean? I said, absolutely anything. They said, good. In order to keep what you have to go give it away. I'm not unique. I'm not different. I'm not above anybody else. I'm just a sick addict trying to get better one day at a time. I am one person of thousands of millions of people across this world who have the willingness and who do the same thing that I'm doing right now. Jump in your vehicle, jump on your bike, whatever it happens to be, jump on a horse. I don't care. Us addicts, dude, we'll jump on a goat to go help the next addict who needs help. Because the therapeutic value between one addict helping another is without parallel. It's without parallel. Nothing compares to one addict helping another. Nothing. There is no comparison. So today I'm going to come out here and see what we can do. You know, if you find yourself praying today, say some prayers for this addict. Say some prayers for this young man. Say some prayers for the grandparents. Say some prayers for the mother and the father and the family members that are involved in this mess, that are at a loss, that don't even know what to do. They think if they could just love this kid enough to do that, he's going to be better. And if they could just say the right things, everything's going to be better. If he just goes to the right place, things will get better. Now, we need this kid to wake up, and we need this young man to realize that, listen, doing what you're doing, you think you know all the answers? You don't even understand the questions that are being asked to you. And what you're doing right now is you're on a path and a highway to complete disaster. We say jails, institutions, and death. It does not have to go that way, people. Keep playing Russian roulette when you're out there thinking that you got one more in you. And you might end up like the best man I've ever met in my life that I wear around my neck. That's what it is. It's Russian roulette. You're right. It might be. You might do one more. And it might be the last thing that you ever do. Listen. It takes surrender, desperation, willingness, and work. Application of what's been working since 1935, back in Akron, Ohio, when Dr. Bob and Bill W. formulated the 12-step program and handed it over to us. Come on. Where are you at in life today? Are you at home embarrassed? You don't want nobody to know what's going on? Listen. It's the shame, it's the embarrassment, it's the guilt that us families have that's going to keep us sick. Quit being ashamed, quit being embarrassed. There isn't a family in the world who doesn't have somebody who is affected or suffering or fighting in one form or another with the disease of addiction. And for those of you who don't believe that it's a disease and you think it's a choice, I never volunteered to be a crackhead when I grow up. I never raised my hand and said that when I grow up, I want to be a junkie. I never raised my hand and said that when I grow up, I want to live in a tent in the alleys of Detroit. I want to be a 4-time convicted convicted felon. I want to be a liar, a whore, a drunk, and a thief. I never volunteered for any of that. It's a disease. If I had the choice, I would have stopped a long time ago. God bless you. Have a great day.